It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
All right, y'all. I've been thinking about telling this story for a long time, and it wasn't really until I went to therapy last week that I was like, let me tell this story because there might be some people. Now, y'all might not go through something similar because this is very much wild, but you might be somebody who, like me, is very solution oriented. Give me any problem. If I can find a solution, I'll be okay. But if it's left up in the air and if stuff is unknown, it's going to stick in here and I just got to get it out. So there might be somebody who watches this video that I can help for one, but also is a detective low-key and can help me. So let me tell the story about how my dad died and then I saw him in the airport in Atlanta. Possibly, probably, most likely. So I'm going to take it back. Growing up, my father was not around. My mother did not speak about my father. If he came up, it was very much a let's change the subject, or if she did say anything, it was not a positive thing. So of course, growing up, I wondered who my father was. I did have a little cute Nike box that had a cigar in it, a picture of him and I when I was very small, in my birth announcement, and like my very first pair of Nike shoes. So I would go through there and I would smell the cigar and I would just imagine what he was doing, who he was. Yeah, but it was not a conversation in my house at all. So I turned 18 and got married extremely young, and I absolutely know that that was connected now. Not having a father, my ex-husband is somebody who was very strong, opinionated. He was very protective. So this was absolutely connected. Not having that dad growing up caused me to get married extremely young. Got married at 18, got pregnant at 19. When I got pregnant, I was very sick and I had to move to Charlotte with my mother-in-law and my husband because I could not work. Around 1920, around this time now, MySpace was the thing. MySpace was popping. So I got on MySpace. I began to think about him. So I searched my father. We're going to call him Larry for this story. So I searched and I found somebody who I felt like was him. So I reached out, inboxed them, said some things. Does this sound familiar? Do you happen to know this woman's name? All the things that would stick out if he was in fact my father. Well, sure enough, not too long after I inboxed him, he inboxed me back and said, I've been waiting for this day, some other stuff. And long story short, we exchanged numbers. We started talking, and red flag number one. Red flag number one, raises his hand. So while we were talking, he said, I've been looking for you for your entire life. I wrote Oprah several times. I wrote like all these people that he wrote, all these talk shows, Montel Williams, Sally Jesse, Ricky it was really weird that it was the talk shows, but this is what he said he did. And so I'm just finding him. So I want to talk. I want to hear the stories. I want to hear what happened. I want to know who he is. So I kind of let it slide, but we had, at the time when I was younger growing up, I had his last name. Him and my mom never got divorced, and she was in the military. So if you wanted to find me, granted we didn't have MySpace, Facebook, all of that back then, but the military don't play about family dynamics and all those things. If you wanted to find me, you could have absolutely found me. You chose not to, but so that's red flag number one. So I find him, and he's telling me, what he does. He's telling me about his son, who he's saying does not speak English. He is with a woman that he calls his wife, but again, him and my mom never got divorced, so, but he is in Europe, so that might be something different. So I was born in Germany. He never left Europe. At the time when him and I spoke, he was in Amsterdam at the time. He told me that he said for a while he played professional sports. Who knows? Nothing online about this. But he said when I found him, he was currently owning and operating one of the biggest security companies in Amsterdam. Now again, if you are a detective, sleuth, you pick it up little clues. You can find out my maiden name. Look up this security. If you find him, let a girl know so I can close this chapter. But anyway, let's go back to the story at hand. He was saying that he owned one of the biggest security companies in Amsterdam, and he provided services in the red light district for the likes of Stedman at one point. Not the red light district for Stedman, but security for Stedman, which was weird because, again, another Oprah reference. It's given he loves Oprah very much. So he's telling me about his life, sending me pictures of my grandparents, his family, his siblings. He told me that he's a twin. He did say his twin's name is Rose. But I'm only speaking to him at this point. He sends me a picture of him and I. He's telling me stories about, you know, everything that happened back then. So I'm like, okay, so I really want to see you. Like, he's saying he's well off. He does all these things. He is in Europe. He's in Amsterdam. But I mean, I'm either pregnant, very, like, at the end of my pregnancy, or I had my son. I can't remember. But I'm like, let's meet. Like, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna fly to Charlotte. So over the span of, I want to say, like 6 months to a year, that was the thing. I'm coming to Charlotte. I'm coming to see you. I'm flying out, but it will always be something that came up. And one time it was even, I'm at the airport at Charlotte, but I gotta go type thing. So I'm getting annoyed at this point. So I kind of fall back a little bit. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. He being real weird. If he doesn't want to see me, that's fine. Let me not get my hopes up. Because, I mean, my hopes were up. And when it didn't happen, I would get very, like, I don't like getting in my head. So I kind of fell back. And then I want to say now we're at the next year, and he's like, I'm coming. And at some point we're on the phone, and he's like, I can't hear you. I'm in my helicopter. I'll call you back. And I don't hear from this man for like a year. So I'm done. I'm like, I moved back to Virginia. I'm like, I'm good. I don't really want to, you know, get into it. He emails me, I'm really sorry. A lot was going on. I really want to have a relationship with you. Please forgive me. Okay. Within the span of, I had my son when I was 20. Within the next 5 years, I have 3 more kids. So at 25, I have 4 children. And then I'm really at the point, I go back to school. I have 2 jobs. I have a double major at ODU. I'm really to the point where I don't have time for anything extra that's causing me stress. So I completely
She have kids, school,
of the matter.
Job.
2013, my family and I are on the Ellen Show. So he reaches out, congratulations. Again, I'm really sorry. I want to, know my grandkids. I said, if you're not coming to see me, I have nothing for you. I don't, stop calling me. Like, if you don't want to come out here, have a nice life. Goodbye. He reaches back out and says, okay, I understand, but I just want you to know that I'm in LA. I'm going to be on Law and Order, and I just want you to be proud of me, and here's the episode that I'm on. Y'all, hold on, I'm thirsty. This man, he says, I'm going to be on Law and Order. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's always a little bit of hope.
Oh my gosh, she bougie.
He sends me a video of him in acting class. It's this little sad white room. With some wooden chairs and another person. Now I'm like, sir, I know you've been in Europe for a long time. You can't possibly think. And he knew I was in school for film. He knew, but I have a TV. You cannot possibly think that I'm thinking this is Law and Order. So I'm real done now. Like, I need you to stop lying to me, forget you know me. Don't even worry about it. My bad for reaching out. Like, my bad. My mother didn't even say nothing, and she was right. I understand, sis. I get it. So
let her find out for herself.
30 now.
But she said a lot of bad things about it.
It's so much. 30, I get divorced. That was 2017. So I hadn't heard from him for a really long time. Something happened, and he did reach out again. Found out I got divorced. Apologized for what I was going through. Again, I'm keeping it real simple and short because I don't have nothing to say to you. Every time he reached out, I really did feel like he was eventually going to say, the little girl inside of me, eventually was going to be like, I'm coming to see you. Because again, I just like solutions and I like the ending. So every time I would say I'm done, forget, leave me alone, all of those things, there was a part of me that still was like, but I want to see you. I've never seen you. I was 2 months when my mom left Germany. Like, so I still wanted to, you know, see. So every time it would be that little inkling. So fast forward past that, 2021 happens. We have COVID. He calls again. And he says, I almost died. I was in a coma. I had COVID when I almost died. I just really, you know, when I woke up, I just wanted to reach out to you and really say I'm sorry for everything, for not being there for you. I'm proud of you. All the things that you see on movies that they say. So I'm like, okay, cool. Glad you're okay. But again, not having too much for him. So 2023 happens. And I get a email from somebody who is the name that I know of my brother. So I'm sure it's my brother, my dad's son. And he says, I want to reach out. I've been wanting to reach out to you. Can I have your phone number? So I was like, sure. Gave him my phone number. My phone rang. Now, mind you, my father told me years ago that my brother did not speak English. So you know, the person I'm talking to is speaking English, and he's sending me, he knows about me. He mentions my family, my children. He mentions the Ellen show. He mentions things that only my father could have told him. So we're talking, and he's like, yeah, and he says his name. He says Larry passed away. Larry has some heart issues, and then basically his organs gave out, and we lost them. Before he died, we patched things up. So apparently they had some issues as well. And we also have another sister, and he gave me her information, and he gave me her social media. So I see her on social media. We exchanged a few conversations, not too much at all. Looking at her, does she look like me? I mean, I can see people in Walmart who look like me. I don't know. We share some similar things, but who knows? Again, we can, I can look like a lot of people. Ooh, traffic. So he tells me that he dies. When he says the heart thing does stick out to me, because throughout my life, my later life, I did have some issues. I had to wear a heart monitor. I was in the hospital a few times. I had some issues with my heart. So I was like, oh, dang. Like, okay, well, can you send me the medical stuff so I can give this to my doctor? He's like, absolutely. I'll send it to you. I'm also going to send you the link to the funeral. The funeral is maybe, let's say, Saturday. I think he called me up on the Tuesday. The funeral was that weekend. Now, this is also a week before my college graduation. So all this was happening at one time. But I'm like, yes, send me the link. I'll tune in. We're talking a few times back and forth through text messages. The day of the funeral comes, there's no link at all. I do not reach out, but there's no link to the funeral. I do reach out about the health things. He keeps saying he's going to send it. Nothing is sent at all. Excuse me. So he goes ghost. I don't hear from him at all until October 2023. October 2023. That same year, I get a text that says test. So I text back, I'm here, but nothing. So was that my brother? Was that him? I don't know. Again, he called him Larry. Maybe that's a thing. Again, my brother is, his mother is European. For all I know, he's only lives over there. So maybe that's a thing over there. Maybe you call your parents by their first name. I don't know. But again, more questions that need answers. That's the last time I heard from him was October 23. Now, when he said that our father passed, I'm online. I'm looking for obituaries. I'm looking for a funeral. I'm looking on social media for rest in peace things. Any type of combination that you think you can put in a search box, I did. And I found nothing. So my initial thought was, maybe they don't, do obituaries in Europe. I don't know what happens over there, but they do. And his name is kind of common. It's kind of common for one particular race over there. So when I put his name in and put obituaries, like all these other people came up. But the things that I know of him, I would put in the search and nothing came up. So that was very weird to me. Very weird to me. But I thought about it. But never really had never had any answers. Never had answers. So how he died, why he died, really through the medical documents, and never had any written proof of that. So low key, I was thinking, okay, so him and my mom really never got divorced. I'm his first daughter. Is this like a life insurance situation? Like, I'm gonna tell her, but I ain't gonna tell her, so they can't. I don't know. That crossed my mind as well. But also, it crossed my mind, like, is he really gone? But I also was telling myself, maybe that's me being hopeful. Again, that was going on. So that was 2023. Fast all the way forward till October 2024, I go on a work trip to Utah. I get back my flight to Atlanta. I get to Atlanta, and if you know the Atlanta's airport is very much so take trains, planes, or automobiles to get to your next flight. So luckily, my connecting flight was literally right across from my flight coming to Norfolk. I'm flying Delta. I get off my plane to go sit in my other gate. And the gate that I'm at, Norfolk, Virginia, it's not like wherever you're gonna sit, that's where you're going, pretty much at that airport. So I sit in my gate and I sit down, and maybe directly across from me, but maybe I don't know, 20 something feet in front of me, I look up and I'm like, that look like my dad. But I'm thinking, like, he looks familiar. Now again, I've never seen my father in person since I was a baby. But I look up and I'm like, dang, he really looks like my dad. But he has a hat on, not too low, has a hat on, a regular shirt. And my dad he was in shape, muscles, all of that. So I'm looking across, and at this point, I think I'm staring. And he looks up at me, and he looks down, and he looks right back up at me. And I can see him kind of hesitate, and then he puts his hat down low, and he kind of does like this, and he keeps like fidgeting. So I text my friend, and I'm like, yo, I think my dad's in the airport. I wish you was here, because I couldn't get up and say nothing. I couldn't get up and go talk to him. But the gentleman, he kept kind of catching me stare and look at him. He kept like moving, so I couldn't really see his face any longer. But he did it. He got up again. My dad had a very unique, like, we shared all of this is given. That's your child. But he looked up, and like, I just felt, anybody who knows me know my intuition is very much that girl. My throat got tight. It was just, I'm calling him back later. My throat got tight, and it was a day. But he got up. I watched him get up and go to the counter and change his flight. So yeah, I really just want answers. I really want to know if that really was him. I really feel like it was. If that really was him, like, you faked your death, and then the karma is me seeing you. Like, why are you coming to Virginia? Why are you coming to Virginia? Let's get on a flight together. Let's fly together. Let's have a conversation. So anybody that's watching, if you are a detective sleuth, if you can figure stuff out, let's inbox me so we can figure out where this man is at, if he is under or above ground, because I need a solution.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wheels and Deals. He keeps it lit. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments section. Alright, man, hit the links down below. We got the Opulence Scents, where you can get you a holiday candle, holiday season. Yes, let's support black-owned business, my friend, at Opulence Scents. Okay, hit that link below. I'm gonna tell her to send me a commercial, goddamn. Maybe I could steal one from her Instagram with her candles on it. But anyway, click the link below. All right, let's get into it now. Girl, your mama was telling you a long time ago that nigga ain't S-H-I-T. He's a dirtbag. Now, usually I ain't for parents talking bad about the other parent to the kids. But at this point, she told you. She told you. So, girl, your daddy was legion. That nigga lied so much. He lied and he lied and he lied, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna buy you a house, girl. I'm gonna buy you a big 5-bedroom in Augusta, Georgia, okay? I'm gonna buy you a house in Norfolk, Virginia, okay? Yeah, we're gonna get us a nice house in Maryland. We're gonna move to VA, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna move down there to South Kakalaki, okay? Wherever we gonna move, we not going, okay? I'm gonna be there in 6 months, okay? He not coming. Girl, you went from 1 kid to 8. You went from married to divorced. Okay, and married again. And you still ain't seen this man. Girl, you done went from 2 years old to 40. And you ain't seen this man one time. When I tell you believe them when they tell you the first time who they are. This man wasn't crap. Your mama told you wasn't crap. He wasn't crap. Okay. Now, I believe that your mama did finally back off and say, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to just stop talking about it. I'm going to just stop talking about it because she won't listen. She just keep on. So I'm going to let her be delusional. No, that's for your sister. Unlike her daddy, mine's is always here. I wish I could fake my own. No. I'm gonna start faking. I'm gonna start faking sleep on them. Like every time she come in here, I'm in here recording. I'm just act like I'm asleep. Y'all gonna be like, "What is he doing?" Andy's coming. Oh, fall right to sleep on their ass. Anyway. Yeah, sometimes you just want to disappear on your kids. Unfortunately, like Dominique Marie's daddy, we can't. We can't just disappear. We got to be responsible adults. Okay? But this should tell you one thing, Marie. Don't be like him. I hope that I really am interested to hear what she has to say about her traumas and not having a father, because she said the reason why she got married young at 18 was due to her lack of having a father and her husband probably being very forceful and controlling. I'm not saying forceful is a bad thing. I'm saying like, manly, leader type. Okay. Seems to be a good thing at some point, but then she kept popping out them babies. Like, I'm gonna give it to her. She said she had like 4 kids in 5 years, had 2 degrees, and a full-time job. Girl, you was studying on your back and clocking right into work right after. She just looked at me like, what is he doing? I just can't win. I just can't win. Anyway, yeah, but she was laying on her back. He was getting into her. She was waking up studying for 9 months, get a degree, and go to work. Girl, she didn't stop. Shout out to her. She did good. But yeah, her dad was a liar, a compulsive liar. Like it was like he was trying too hard to be. Like I don't even know if he was really married. If that son was really his son, like that would call him Larry, because she said the son did not speak English. That was probably a way to say you can't speak to the son. Then all of a sudden the son can speak English to tell you that the dad is dying. Did he even like have an accent? Probably like, we can go get some crumpets whenever you come to the UK. Um, but the thing is, it's like, or Germany or whatever it is. The mama leaving with the baby at 2 months, still married. She's in the military. I don't know if he was in the military, but maybe they got married. She was in the military. Went over there. He may have fell in love with another woman. Decided he wanted to stay. He didn't want to come back to the States. And this is the reason for all this. And she wanted to get away from him. So I'm putting all this together of what actually went on in the life prior to the baby coming out. Or when the baby got there. The mom was pretty much fed up at that point. So that it's given like the dad was a liar, a cheater, maybe some narcissism there, but I'm not sure how deep it is because he was lying. Like he was talking about he was in LA, going to be in a Law and Order episode, and then saying he was gonna come this time, and I'm in Carolina right now, and I gotta turn around, and it was just the lies that were manipulative, and the apologies that were just blanketed lies. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting story, and I hope there are some detectives that follows Dominique Marie and they search into her background, her life, and try to find her daddy because, you know, he is cheating, so that a woman can find him in a hot second. All he got to be is cheating. Y'all women can find anything. If a man is faithful, y'all come up with any reason to look. But if he cheating, y'all gonna find out. Anyway, everyday people, make sure y'all join the 80K subscriber giveaway. I think we are about 2,500 subscribers away, so we about 20 days maybe. Let's make it in less than 20 days. 2,500 subscribers away. We can do this in less than 15 days. 15 days, big baby. We can get 2,500 subscribers. Let's keep it lit, big dog. Everyday people, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.